Have you ever felt like you have a storm of feelings inside you, but you just cannot find the right words to say, even with the person that you love the most? We often think that if we love someone, they should just understand us. We think connection should be easy. But the truth is, the biggest reason relationships fall apart isn't because we don't care. It's because we don't know how to translate what we feel into words. Imagine you're upset. Your partner asks, "What's wrong?" And you say, "Nothing." But inside, it's chaotic. You feel misunderstood. You feel lonely. But the words just don't come out. Today, we're not asking if you're emotional. We're asking, are you emotionally fluent? In this video, I'm going to teach you a skill called Relational Communication. We're going to learn how to bridge the gap between your heart and your mouth. And I'll show you how to stop hiding your feelings and how to speak so your partner actually listens to you. This is the number one skill missing from modern relationships. So let's look into it together. To understand how to fix this, we first have to understand perspective. We all see the world through our own eyes. Everything you do, how you react to stress, the decisions you make, comes from your own unique history, your childhood, your memories, your culture. These things act like a pair of glasses. They colour everything you see. But here's the trap. We forget that our partner is wearing different glasses. We assume they see the world exactly the same we do, but they don't. Let me give you an example of how this destroys relationships. Imagine you grew up in a loud family. In your house, shouting was normal. It meant you were passionate. It wasn't scary, it was just how you communicated. But now, imagine your partner grew up in a very quiet house. In their family, raised voices meant something very, very different. It meant something was wrong. It meant danger. So you're in the kitchen and you raise your voice because you're excited or stressed. You're looking through your glasses thinking this is normal. But your partner is looking through their glasses. They see danger. They shut down. They run away. You think they're being cold. They think you're being aggressive. Neither of you's wrong. You're just seeing two different realities. Think of it like color blindness. If your partner or someone you know is colorblind, you can intellectually understand that they don't see the color red. You know it in your head. But can you physically see what they see? No. You can't borrow their eyes. You will never fully know what the world looks like to them. In relationships, we're all a little bit colorblind to each other. I can't fully see your pain. You can't fully see your partner's worry. We're looking at the same life, but seeing two very different things. Because we can't see through their eyes, we can't expect them to just know how we feel. This leads us to the biggest mistake that people make. And I call this the illusion of fluency. Fluency means being able to speak a language easily. Many of us are fluent in feeling, but we are not fluent in sharing. To explain this, I want you to imagine a gift. Imagine that your true feeling, your sadness, your worry, your need for love is a fragile, valuable gift. And you want to give this gift to your partner so they can understand your perspective more. But giving a fragile gift is scary. You're afraid they might drop it. You're afraid they might reject it or laugh at it. So to protect the gift, you wrap it up. But you don't wrap it in nice paper. You wrap it in layers of defensiveness. You wrap it in anger. You wrap it in silence or sarcasm. You hand this ugly package to your partner. They look at it and they don't see the fragile gift inside. They only see the wrapping paper. They see the anger. They see the cold silence. So what do? They reject the package. They say, "Why are you being so difficult?" Or "Why are you angry?" You feel hurt because they didn't accept your gift. They feel attacked because of the wrapping paper. This is why we fight. Emotional fluency is the skill of handing over the gift without the ugly wrapping paper. It's the ability to say to your partner, "I'm not angry, I'm actually just really hurt." That takes courage. But that is the only way to connect. The first step today is to admit this. Feeling is an internal act. Connection is an external act. And we have to stop expecting our partners to unwrap our anger to find our love. They can't do it. It's too heavy. So how do we do this? How do we unwrap the gift before we speak? The biggest problem is that we usually speak in what I call draft one. Think about it. When you write an important email to your boss, the first draft is usually messy, emotional, maybe a little bit reactive. You read it, you realise it's too emotional, so you delete it and write a better one, right? In relationships, we often speak our draft one out loud. We don't edit it. Draft one sounds like this. "You're being annoying. I'm fine, even when you're not." Or, "You never listen to me." Draft one is a reaction. It is defensive. It pushes your partner away. To be emotionally fluent, we need to pause, edit and speak in draft two. Draft two requires a specific tool. You might have heard it, but most people use it wrong, and it's the I statement. Most people say, "I feel like you're being rude." That is not an I statement. That is just blaming the other person with the word I in the front of it. A true draft two statement follows a formula. I feel, emotion, when, event, because, reason. Let's try to fix a common argument to show you how this would work. Let's say you come home and the house is messy. You're tired, you snap at your partner. Draft one sounds like, "Why is the house always dirty? You're so lazy." And what happens? Your partner feels attacked. They fight back. They say, "I worked all day too." And now you're fighting about who works harder and nobody is listening to each other. Now let's try draft two. You take a breath. You realise you aren't actually mad about the dirt. You're just overwhelmed from work. Draft two sounds like this. "I feel really overwhelmed right now. And when I come home to a messy kitchen, I feel stressed because I've had a hard day and I just need some calm." So do you see the difference? The first one starts a fight. The second one invites your partner to understand you. It takes ownership of your feelings. It hands them the gift without the anger wrapping paper. Let's try one more example because this happens all the time. Let's talk about being late. So maybe your partner's always late and you hate it. Draft one is, "You're always late. You don't respect my time. You're so selfish." Where's the gift in that? The gift is that you want to feel important to them, right? But you wrapped it in an insult. Draft two, "I feel unimportant when we're late to events. It makes me feel like my time doesn't matter to you." Now, your partner isn't defending their punctuality. They're hearing that you feel unimportant. That's a completely different conversation. This is hard to do. It takes practice because it feels vulnerable. Vulnerability means showing your weakness. But in communication, Vulnerability is actually your strength. It stops the fight before it even begins. So now, let's talk about what happens when we stay silent. What happens when you keep the gift hidden in your pocket? I call this the gap. The human brain hates not knowing things. If you're quiet or if you are acting strange, your partner's brain will try to guess why. And usually, their brain guesses the worst thing possible. We call it mind reading. None of us really are. If you come home quiet, your partner might think, they're mad at me. What did I do? So then they get defensive. They're on the back foot already. And then they stop talking to you because they're anticipating an argument. Then you think, why are they ignoring me? And suddenly you're both miles apart, all because nobody said their truth. This creates a cycle. 1, you feel something but don't say it. 2, your partner guesses what you are feeling and they guess wrong. Then 3, you both react to a misunderstanding. 4, you grow apart. This is dangerous. Unspoken feelings don't just disappear. They're like seeds. If you bury them, they grow. But they grow into resentment. They grow into anger. They grow into contempt. And once there's contempt, your relationship's done. The longer you wait to speak, the harder it becomes. Have you ever been mad at your partner for 3 days and by the 3rd day, you don't even remember why? But the gap between you feels huge. And it's because of the silence. We avoid deep conversations because they feel scary. But let me tell you, the silence is much, much scarier in the long run. Okay, so enough theory. I want to give you guys practical tools. Things you can use today with your partner. So, tool number 1, expand your vocabulary. Most of us only use 3, 4, 5 words for our emotions, things like happy, sad, mad, angry. And it's just not enough. You can't build a complex relationship with only a few bricks. I want you to search online for the feelings wheel. It's a chart that gives you more words to use. It breaks things down. You know, things like mad, it's just a cover. It's the tip of the iceberg. So underneath mad, there's usually something softer. So take a look at the wheel. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. Are you actually hurt? Are you embarrassed? Are you frustrated? Are you disappointed? If you tell your partner you're mad, they might fight back. But if you were to tell your partner you are embarrassed, they will want to protect you. The specific word changes everything. It changes how they react to you. So now, tool number 2, the 10% rule. This is for when you're arguing. When your partner is complaining to you, it's easy to think they're wrong. You want to defend yourself. But usually, in every complaint, there's at least 10% truth. Maybe they are exaggerating. Maybe they are being unfair. But 10% of it is right. And your job is to now find that 10% and then agree with it. So, for example, your partner says, you never help me around the house. I do everything. You want to say, that's not true. I did the dishes yesterday. But try the 10% rule. Swallow your pride. Find the truth. Say, I don't think I do nothing, but I agree that actually this week I haven't been helping as much as I could. You're right about that. It stops the fight immediately. It builds a bridge. It shows them that you're listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak or fight back. Now let's look at tool number 3, boundaries. This is the one people struggle with the most. We often get boundaries completely wrong. We think a boundary is a way to kind of control the other person. We think maybe it's an ultimatum. We think it sounds like, if you do that again, I am leaving. That is not a boundary. That is a threat. And threats destroy relationships. A true boundary is not about controlling them, it's about protecting you. It's about telling your partner what you need so that you can stay in the relationship happy. Think of it this way. A boundary is not a wall to keep people out. A boundary is a gate. It is the instructions for how to enter your life safely. The reason we're scared often to set boundaries is that we think our partner will get angry. We think, if I say no, they won't love me. But actually, the opposite's true. If you don't set boundaries, you'll eventually burn out. You'll become resentful. And resentment kills love faster than anything else. So, how do you actually set a boundary? We need a clear formula. A good boundary has two parts. Part 1, you state your need clearly. Part 2, you explain why it helps the relationship. Let's look at 3 real life examples. So example 1, the decompression time. You come home from work and your partner immediately starts asking you questions or telling you about their day. You're exhausted. You get snappy. You start a fight. You need a boundary here. Instead of saying, leave me alone, stop bothering me, try this. I love you. I really want to hear about your day, but right now, my brain is fried from work. I need 20-30 minutes of quiet time, change the clothes and relax. Then I can give you my full attention. See the difference there? You're not rejecting them. You're saying, I need this reset so that I can be a better partner to you. So example 2, like the phone boundary. So maybe your partner is one of those people that's always scrolling on their phone when you're trying to talk to them. Makes you feel invisible, right? The wrong way, put your phone down. You're addicted to that thing. The boundary way, I feel lonely when we're eating dinner and you're on your phone. I really value our connection. Maybe can we make that a rule that dinner time is a no phone time? You're not attacking their character. You're protecting your connection. So then, example 3, the conflict boundary. And this is the most important one. What do you do when a fight gets too hot? When voices get raised? You need a boundary to stop the damage. It sounds like this. I want to solve this problem with you, but I cannot speak productively when we're shouting. I'm feeling flooded. I need to take a break for 30 minutes to calm down, and then I will come back to you so we can finish this and get it resolved. Notice the last part there. I will come back to you. This is crucial because you're not running away. You're just pressing pause so that you don't say things you regret. Boundaries are a gift. They are you telling your partner, here is how you can love me best. We've covered a lot quite quickly. We talked about perspective, how we're all wearing different glasses. We talked about the gift and the wrapping paper. We talked about draft 1 versus draft 2. And we talked about how to set boundaries that are gates and not walls. I know it seems like a lot of work, and it is. It is much easier to say, I'm fine, and watch the TV. But I'm fine builds walls, and we want to build bridges. Relational communication is about being brave. It is about being seen. There is a terrible loneliness in being loved but not understood. And I don't want that for any of you. I want you to be known. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, do not use the phrase, I'm fine, or I'm okay, I'm good. If your partner or a friend, co-worker, asks you how you are, take 3 seconds. Pause, look inside yourself, identify the gift, not the wrapping paper, and say it. I'm actually feeling a bit tired, or I'm feeling really happy about the sunshine. Maybe I'm feeling a little unsure about tomorrow. Those small truths build big connections. If this video has helped you, please do like and share. I'm trying to build a bit of a community here so that everyone can learn from each other and so on and so forth. So leave a comment. Tell me which one of the tools you're going to use first. Will it be the feelings wheel or the 10% rule? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, if there's anything you want me to cover, any topics you want for me to do a video on, drop it in the comments, drop me a message, and I'll see what I can do and put one together for you.